Hello and welcome to a garage update video. I'm going to do a very brief overview. Actually, it's not going to be brief at all, but I do want to go through the entire garage. I have done a big garage update series and a bunch of updates on the cars, but we've got 4 cars in here. We've got a 4-car garage space, and I'm going to give you guys an overview of where we are in the process and all the changes that we've kind of experienced. Lots of detailed videos are on the channel, so go check those out. Very specific to each different project, but this is a kind of overall update and garage overview. All right guys, so when I started the garage update videos, I mentioned the dimensions, but I will remind you, this is in fact a 2-car garage that was expanded to be double deep. So it is obviously a 4-car garage now. It is 42.5 feet deep and about just shy of 19 feet wide. The height is 9'4", which I do not believe is high enough for like a 4-post lift to fit 2 cars on top of each other, but we could do a scissor lift. No, I do not have plans on doing a scissor lift in the near future, but eventually, maybe. We'll see. I don't really have a big enough need for it right now, but as you guys can see, let's just start from the top. The ceilings are painted white. I actually painted these and did new drywall on it. I actually just did patching on the drywall. I didn't do all new drywall. And then I swapped out the existing light fixture bulbs. So these are 5000K LED replacement bulbs for the light bulbs that were in there before. They are brighter, they are a little wider and have a slight blue tint to them, but I think it's perfect for the garage environment. I also swapped out these bulbs and this individual one, which I don't really care about, but for now, that's just where it is. The future, I will put 2 more fixtures. These are from Home Depot actually, so they're a 2-bulb fixture, and yeah, I think they're like 50 bucks. So the previous owner actually installed these fixtures. I did not do that. I just swapped out the bulbs and took out the light diffuser. The other thing that I did in the garage was drywall and also paint. As you guys can see, the trim is nice and white, so that was painted with the regular trim paint. And the door is not painted, so that's why it's still kind of gross. The walls are Harbor Gray by Benjamin Moore. I actually did it in eggshell, and this was kind of a very common debate. It seems like eggshell versus flat versus other colors. I thought eggshell was a nice medium. You know, it's easy to upkeep. If you have to wipe it, it's fine. It doesn't really have like an extremely high sheen to it. Like right there, it looks a little glossy, but like generally speaking, you know, the wall looks, you know, not much different than being like the flat color in my opinion. Yeah, it's a little more shiny, but I think it's fine. So that is the wall. While we're talking about kind of the garage itself, the floor is obviously just the regular cement cut up from the expansion and things like that when they expanded the garage. I obviously do have some samples of Swiss Trax here. This is the Swiss Trax rib tracks. So in the next few months, I will actually be putting Swiss Trax in the whole floor. That'll be a separate video. I'm not going to go into kind of rationale behind that, but for me, it makes a lot more sense to do Swiss Trax over epoxy or whatever other options there are. We've got the E39, which a lot of you guys probably follow the channel for. And if you do follow the channel, you probably have seen a bunch of videos I released regarding the sale of the E39. So this car is officially sold, received a deposit from buyer, yeah, so this car is actually going to be leaving. It is sad because I really, really love it, but this actually was daily driven for quite some time when I lived in Florida. So I actually used to have a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I had this, and then I also had the M3, which I don't really like to daily drive, as you can imagine. With the plastic over it, there is obviously a certain level of detail that occurs on this car more than any other car in this garage. So this actually was daily duties for many months, did a really good job, but now that I'm in Ohio, it's just not really viable. and I don't really drive it as much as I want to. I want to hang on to it, but I'm ready for something different. So there will be a new vehicle in this spot soon. Currently I'm daily driving this, so let's talk about this. 2003 ZHP. This is obviously E46. Pretty much like the M Sport version of the E46 without getting an actual M3. And obviously, as many of you guys probably know, the E46 M3 did not come with 4 doors. The 330i ZHP, which is what this car is, did. So if you wanted an M3 but you needed 4 doors, you bought this car. This I've had the least amount of time to do anything with. All I've done is just a basic interior wipe down, and as you guys can see, it does have the 6-speed, and it hasn't had much done to it. I've done Bluetooth. I did a beautiful M3 floor mat, so you can make fun of me for that. And I also did a new shift knob. So those are the short-term changes. I also patched this seat as a temporary fix right now just because it had a tear in it. Tinted the windows 20%. This is an amazing daily driver, guys. Super cheap. Tires are cheap. Parts are cheap. The window regulator was $32. I had to do that, of course, actually on the passenger side. And this is actually really good daily driver. So as you guys can imagine, Imola looks beautiful. It's going to be it's pretty much my daily driver, which is kind of funny that it's parked back here. Normally it's actually in this spot, but I just drove that a day ago, so that's why that car's there. So this will be lots of detailing series, so if you guys are not familiar with this car, you definitely will be. I debadged it, which apparently people get very upset about that. I don't really know why, but yeah, so it's beautiful, really good shape, needs a couple of things, but generally speaking, it's going to be just tweaking that. So lots of content on that car. Let's talk about the E92, which for some reason, like, I should do a lot more content for how long I've had this car and how much I love it. I think I've had this car like over 3 years, definitely over 3 years. 2011 E92, it is a 6-speed. It is fully PPF'd. You can't really see in it. Yeah, but it's a PPF'd competition package. You know, not really a lot. Well, I guess it's an OEM plus car. So I've done things like badges, the IND badge, so delete the chrome, black grills. We've got some BMW performance splitters there, which are beautiful. They fit amazingly with this car. I actually have some bugs on the front here. The ugly amber delete has been done. And this car has, I think I just hit 48,000 miles. I bought it with like 33,000. So I haven't put a ton of miles on it, but I really love having this car. It's such a perfect weekend car, perfect sports car for the money. Been very reliable. No, I have not done rod bearings. No, I'm not going to do rod bearings probably in my ownership. Wheels have been refinished. I have spacers. They are, let's just do a little reveal, like a little Marilyn Monroe over here. The spacers, if you have a relatively stock car, I mean, this looks pretty stock, you know, OEM plus or whatever, doing some spacers really makes the car look much more aggressive and proper. So 17 or 18 up front, and those are the Future Classic spacers. So they have actually I have the box right here. Oh, they're 18. So Future Classic, absolutely recommend those for, especially up front. These things get some wheel shimmy on certain spacers. So the Future Classic are perfect. Car's fully PPF'd. Plans would be just a couple things here and there, you know, like the mirror caps. I'd like to get carbon fiber and just a couple other things. I thought about doing suspension or maybe different exhaust. If you guys follow the channel, you know my exhaust is actually pretty loud, although the tips are still stock. So I have the test pipes, and then I also have the muffler mod. So the mufflers don't really do much for this car specifically. So the back looks pretty stock, very clean, but pretty stock. New plate, vanity plate, which I love. Some people make fun of me, but I just freaking love that one. So that's the E92. More content will definitely be on this. I'll do at least a wash video and kind of describe to you kind of what my plans are with it, but I haven't really videoed it a lot actually. I've just been so focused on the garage. And then this is my girlfriend Marissa's X2. It's in Mediterranean blue, which is actually a really nice color. You can kind of see the difference. This is carbon black, has a blue hue to it, but it's mainly kind of looks black in most lights. It does look blue obviously now, but blue. Her, one and only daily driver, and for a little crossover, it's fine. It's not really something that appeals to me, but it is nice, especially having just rear-wheel drive manual cars. These are all manuals, so you guys can kind of see what kind of person I am. I might prefer rowing my own gears. I just might. So it's kind of funny. It is kind of nice to just kind of jump in something simple. And actually, I'll give you the interior is actually really nice. It's probably, hopefully it's not too dirty. Got the, I think it's mocha. So it's not just like a boring and spec. It has mocha with the blue. It's kind of nice. And yeah, so this is kind of a nice daily driver. We'll get this thing detailed up. It's in pretty good shape. It's a lease, so it's not really that old, but it needs some attention. So that is this car. This car will be replaced soon. And then the rest of the garage, I do want to kind of go through something I'm so proud of, guys. It's been it's been years. I've been dreaming of having a setup like this, and we're not even fully done yet. This is literally just the first iteration of it. These are, in fact, Husky cabinets. So the closets and then the lower drawers. They are 18 gauge steel, 5 drawers. These are about 3 inches deep, and then this one is between 7 and 8 inches deep. I think I'll open that in just a second here. So I did 4 of them, obviously. They all lock, but I don't ever plan on locking them. And then these wooden tops are nice. They definitely have some sort of coating on them. They don't feel, it feels kind of fake almost. I'm sure maybe it is fake. I don't know. I don't really care. But so far it's nice because you can't see any scratches. Unlike the outside, there's probably a higher chance of scratching. Closets, each of these are 36 inches wide, 81 inches tall. So they are pretty big. They're 24 or 26 inches deep. So they're just a hair deeper than the drawers. And I'm just very visual. So the new age stuff was nice for the money, but like visually doesn't look good to me. It looks nice, but it's like everyone has it, I guess, was also another gripe I had. And the drawers on the new age stuff were 20 inches wide. These are each 28 inches. So the actual drawers are like slightly narrow. They're in 28, but the actual cabinet itself is 28 each. So multiply that by 4. I mean, that's a lot more storage for the same space, the same footprint, if you know what I'm saying. I could have fit a 5th one in if I wanted to, but I didn't want to get too crazy. This is probably the best bang for the buck. Husky Cabinets, not a sponsor, not anything affiliated other than I bought them and I think they're really nice. So this side of the garage, let me actually I will show you. This is a old plasma that the previous owner left, and I have an Amazon Fire Stick that I hooked up to it, but I don't really watch anything. I'm usually doing something or I have music on, so it is kind of cool to have a TV in here, but I don't really need it. This is the working on cars cabinet, and these have to be kind of fixed. I just put those little hooks there just for fun to see how that would go. I haven't really done much. This is literally the first iteration. You guys can see it has a nice drawer, soft close, and I would like to buy another shelf. I think you can buy them individually for $15 or $25, so I might buy 1 or 2 just to get that. I mean, it has a lot of space, so it is nice. They are, the magnetic doors, and they're good. I think I mentioned in another video, it kind of sucks that they have little holes for the shelves. You see them, but it's fine. It's not really a complaint. I have old school Kenwood system, and that's been really reliable. Nice to have in the garage, just to have music playing, and that's really it. I mean, I just love the way that this looks. The black is very dangerous for me because of fingerprints, but I will kind of show you. The right side of the garage is more detailing focused, and then the left is more tools and stuff. So that's kind of how I laid it out. This is just random stuff. I'm not going to go through every drawer. Yeah, see, that one's not even full. I don't even have to. So this is, for example, obviously the pressure washing related. I have these. I have just a bag of different quick disconnects and things like that. These are a couple of polishers. I'm not fully organized yet, so, you know, give me a break. I feel like we have some cool stuff in some of these. You know, this is kind of a cool drawer to have. You got everything there, so it's nice. Soft close, they go right in. So detailing side, I'll open this for you to see the detailing stuff. So far I really like them. Oh, one kind of coming back. I haven't hung anything, like I mentioned. This is the first iteration, and we've got a nice little drawer here, which I think I did mention in a different video. I was kind of against a drawer with the detailing stuff, but for now I just threw it all in here. It's not organized. You guys know me. This is not a final organization, but I had to put it somewhere. So that's where it went, and so far it's good. All right, so let's go over here. This is the left side of the garage, is more like tools and stuff. This is something like this is what I really like. It's basic, you know, I've just kind of accumulated stuff over time, so it's a little mismatched, and a couple of things have duplicates, but, you know, I've tried to accumulate things, you know, in small sets that I need. You know, I'm not going to go through every drawer, but you guys can kind of get the picture. I just really love the whole, oh yeah, see, I like drawers like this. It just looks, it looks like what they would advertise. Like if you were selling this, you'd put a picture of some, I don't know, something like that. And then this is what's nice is even this big, I think it's like 7 1/4 circular saw. This is the bigger one you can buy. It actually fits in here. You have to lay it down kind of funky, but you can fit a lot of stuff in there, and soft close, really nice. So yeah, this is not really fully organized, but you guys get the picture. This is kind of a nice one. I always like to see this stuff kind of laid out. So that is my kind of overview of these. I really like them. I have not bolted these to the wall yet, but I will once I get the flooring in. I have this detailing cart. This actually I bought from ECS Tuning. It's a steel detailing cart, or whatever cart you want to make it. It's actually nice, so I'm going to keep that for now. It's nice to have space on the sides of the cabinets. I can put the broom or whatever I want on the side for now, kind of hide some stuff. Got a couple of bins over here. I will be swapping out these. Obviously this is a nasty tan color. We'll be swapping that out for white. I just, you know, haven't gotten to it. And this was my old detailing cabinet I had for many, many years. Also a 36-inch, but as you guys can maybe see, not quite as tall. So this was, you know what, this might have even been from Walmart. I'm not gonna lie. It was like on some crazy deal, and I wanted a metal, you know, steel detailing related, because the plastic ones, they flex. I do not advise getting those. I'd rather have nothing probably. So this is garden related. Nice to kind of separate stuff. For now we're going to keep it here, although it is a little close to like kind of maneuvering the car in and out. So we'll see kind of how that works. I have a shed, so there's possible I might put this actual cabinet in the shed. That is a vent. I have the actual cover for it, so we'll put the vent cover on it, and we got just some random miscellaneous stuff. It's funny, you know, having a regular 2-car garage, like you don't realize, you know, it's not really that spacious, especially because you have the garbage cans on the side and then you have stuff up front. So if this was just a regular, even if, you know, this part was the end, which obviously it wasn't, having the cabinets, I mean, there would not be very much space. So I feel really grateful that I was able to execute on this house. Garage door, nothing crazy. This is just an older kind of Genie. Genie's pretty good though, actually. Can't really complain. I painted this white. It was the wood. I only went up to here because I figured I could just paint this on kind of any day. You know, so I figured that would just be another future project. But I wanted to knock out the ceiling and the walls and all that stuff before the cabinets arrived. So that, I think, is gonna do it. That is the overview of the cars and the garage and kind of my style. some people, you know, have different styles. They prefer, I don't know, things that aren't as perfectly symmetrical, but they think it's more functional for them. That is fine. But for me, I just really love like the whole layout, having, you know, even amount of stuff here for, and then each cabinet on each side, and then having the cars like this. It's funny, I used to have, the previous owner had a workbench drilled into this wall where this E46 is right now, and it took up so much space that you can only park one car up here. And people are like, oh, you should leave it. I'm like, no, it's trash. You know, it's horrible. When you have this much space here, there's literally no reason to have something like that. So that was just one of the changes. I think everyone who thought that I should keep the workbench or whatever, I guess they didn't realize my plan for this. Maybe I just didn't explain it. But anyways, yeah, so it works out really good. I really love this space, although it is really, really hot. I have an AC unit. It's not in here right now, but that does definitely take the edge off. All right, guys, so I think I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment below if you'd like more content on certain things. I'm trying to be like as, you know, intense about each project as I can, and do at least 1 or 2 or even 3 videos depending on what I'm working on, because I know that I always liked consuming like garage and car content. So definitely comment below if you want more info on certain things. I think I mentioned a lot of the technical stuff, and then obviously some future plans for the garage. And for everyone that wants me to get a lift, like that's literally like on the back burner. I don't, as much as it is very, very nice to have a lift, it's just a lot of money and it's a big project to get it. And I think that everyone thinks that, I don't know why, that's like the first thing people think of. If they see a big garage, I guess they think a lift can fit in it easily, which it can, but it's not really a concern of mine, at least right now. Like, let's start with, you know, the paint and the cabinets and the floors before we do anything crazy. So anyways, that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're still watching, I appreciate it. Thumbs up are always nice. Comments and email if you want more detailed explanations on things, just shoot me an email, it's in the description. And I will see you guys next time.